What's up, guys? Chris from Bayside to Seaside Realty here. Just wanted to make a short little video, kind of describe what it's been like for me so far in real estate. I think this is coming up on 2 months now that I've been in real estate with Bayside to Seaside Realty. And yeah, I just want to give you guys a little breakdown of my experience so far. I guess some tips and tricks that I've picked up so far. Alright, so first off, I think that before you even get started, it's really important to understand all the fees that are associated with getting your real estate license. You have to go through background checks, which require fingerprints, which you have to pay for. Education class before you get your license, that's a couple $100s, and then also the exam fee when you get ready to take the actual exam, and then there's a fee for registering your license, to apply for the license. And yeah, all together I think it's close to $1,000. So if you aren't ready for that, just to get your license, it's really eye-opening. And along with that, there's also fees for joining your local MLS that can be different depending on which area you are in Florida. And then my MLS charges a monthly fee to go with that. So you got to be prepared for that as well. So all together, I think the $1,000 for getting your license, and then the MLS, I think it depends what part of the year you join for my group, but I think that is close to about another $1,000 for the whole year. So really, it is a lot of money that if you aren't prepared to spend, it can catch you off guard quite a bit. And let's see, next, I think I had a really different understanding of sales before I started doing real estate and getting into it. I thought that sales were really trying to push something on people, making them do whatever to spend their money, whatever you can say to get them to spend their money. But what I found out in real estate is that it is more of a transfer of emotion. You have to understand what they are feeling, whether that's the buyer or a seller, whoever it is. You have to understand what they're feeling, how you want them to feel. If you got somebody who's looking at a property, then obviously they're probably excited, and if they're not excited, you should be able to pick up on that quickly and mitigate that, right? Especially if it's a house that you think would fit them. Yeah, so a transfer of emotion, knowing how your client feels, is key to knowing how to act and how to respond to that, whether it's to make the sale or whatever it is. And that applies a lot, I've learned, just in everyday life. Everything is a sale, whether you're selling yourself to your girlfriend or your wife, or you're selling somebody else to a person you just met as a new friend you think they should introduce to you or something. So it's really starting to come together, I think. I'm noticing a lot of the training that I'm doing with Gary is it's starting to make a little bit of sense. So along with that, let's see, what else can we talk about? All right, so the next thing I want to get into is phone calls, especially for the younger people like me. My mom only makes my doctor's appointments occasionally when I'm really sick. So I'm adequate at phone calls. Texting is obviously more preferable, but phone calls are important, especially in the world of real estate. And I've been doing a lot of cold calls and warm calls just to get out there, get my voice out there, and practice having conversations on the phone with people. It is a completely different feeling than having a normal phone conversation, I think. Half the time I'm focusing so hard on what I am trying to convey that I forget the person's name. So I think it's always helpful to have their name written down somewhere that you can read and refer back to, and take notes while you are on the phone call, and whether that's typing or whatever, just so that you can remember, because it's hard to convey what you're trying to convey in a phone call and then also remember their second child's middle name. So key takeaways for phone calls: practice makes perfect, I think, but also you're never going to be perfect. So practice as much as you can, always, and then maybe one day you'll be pretty good. And then let's see, next on the list is you're always on the clock with real estate, especially with commission only type of work like this is, which I'll get into next. If you get a text from a client at 8:30 at night, you better respond, because if you don't, they are going to be upset and you're going to have to deal with that in the morning. So just respond at 8:30 at night, get it over with, help them out, because that's what real estate is. It's a world of helping people on whatever side of things that they're dealing with, even if that's, hey, can you come take drone shots of my property tomorrow? And they couldn't wait until tomorrow. They had to ask you at 8:30. You better answer them at 8:32. Keeping people happy and calm is the best way, I think, to keep them coming back to you. Low stress, high energy. And then also, last thing, commission only. That's really difficult it was really difficult for me, I should say, to wrap my head around in the beginning. You have to put in the work to get paid. You can be given all the sales tactics and everything, but if you don't put it to use, then you are not getting a sale. You're not making a sale. You're not doing anything, and you probably won't continue to have a job in real estate for much longer if you are not using the keys that are handed to you, so to speak, Um, it's not just clocking in and sitting there and you get paid whether you work or not. You only get paid when you put in the work. So, just to wrap it up, I think real estate seems a lot more interesting since I've been working actually in real estate. So I used to think before, years ago, it was pretty bland. People call you for houses, and then you find them a house and sell them a house. But there's so much more that goes into it, so much that is behind the scenes that you don't know if you're not there. And half of it, I think, is just relationships with clients and people that you already know, your sphere of influence, getting the people that you know to recommend you, and putting in the effort. If you don't put in the effort, you're not going to get anything out. Yeah, like and subscribe. If you need a house, need to sell a house, call me.